Hi everybody, Jenny with Bat in the Farm. Today we're making recipes and sharing memories. So today I'm making one of my family recipes of homemade pumpkin bread, and I am doing that in collaboration with Vickie's Country Home. If you've not checked out our channel, which I'll leave a link above, well, this way, please do so. If you like canning and new recipes and meals in jars, she's your gal. She has started a collaboration, the Family Memories Monday, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys along as I make my homemade pumpkin bread and share a little story with you. Okay, so what we're going to need for this recipe is 3 cups of sugar. We're going to need 1 cup of vegetable oil, just regular vegetable oil, 4 eggs, which I've already got all shelled and ready to go, 2 cups of pureed pumpkin, 3½ cups of flour. We're going to need 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1½ teaspoons of salt. I use fine sea salt, but you can use whatever salt you choose. And then 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice, 1 teaspoon of vinegar, and 2/3 cup of cold water. So basically all we're going to do first is we're going to cream the sugar and the vegetable oil. So I need my 3 cups of sugar. Okay, so one of my stories is, this recipe came from one of my grandmothers. And I remember her making this in the kitchen, and the whole kitchen just smelling of pumpkin, which is one of my favorites. I'm not a pie eater. I'm really not a cake eater either, but one of my favorite things is pumpkin pie. So my grandma would make this, and the whole house would smell so good, and it was so moist. And another thing for me is, personally, I like to let it cool completely down before I eat it. Chad, my son, some others, my dad, they all like to eat it when it's almost, cool enough to where you can actually put it in your mouth and put butter on it, melt butter on it. But so she used to teach me how to bake. That's where I've learned a lot, and I'm actually going to be sharing another recipe that she's taught me how to do. But one of the funniest things is, a lot of moms, they get all excited when their kids like something that they make, and then when they're really happy about it, and how when you see the kids' excitement when they're making it. My son Jevin, you would think he'd jog 5 miles if I asked him to, for when he come back he was going to have my homemade pumpkin bread. That kid gets so excited when he saw me have a can of pumpkin, and he knew what was coming. So over the years, he absolutely loves it. Okay, so this is going to make 2 loaves. We used to in our household is the family, meaning like Bryce, JC, Chad, and I, we got 1 loaf. The other loaf was Jevin's. He'd take off with it. It might get a little loud. So you need to cream our olive oil, or our vegetable oil, and the sugar together in the mixer. I make sure to clean off the sides a little bit, because the oil will kind of go up along the side. So you want to get it incorporated in as much as you can. So anyway, yeah, Jevin gets so freaking excited when I make this. This is what he wanted at Christmas. This was one of his Christmas gifts, was one of this wrapped in foil with the ribbon on it. And now, a lot of you know, is that Chad, JC, and I have moved down here to North Carolina. Well, Bryce and Jevin have stayed up in Indiana. Well, Jevin watches our videos, which makes me very happy, and because they want to see, what we're doing and all that good stuff. But also, he knows I do a lot of baking videos. So I got him a crock pot for Christmas. Can't believe I got my son a crock pot for Christmas. But anyway, that's one of the things he wanted. And so he asked me to send him a bunch of recipes. Okay, right now we're also going to add in the 4 eggs and the 2 cups of pumpkin. So he asked me to send him some recipes of like nacho dip and other little things like that so that he can make the crock pot. And then he said that when my mother comes down and when she goes back up, that she better be bringing a loaf of pumpkin bread with her. And I said, you know, I'm going to do a video on that. And he goes, well, good. Then maybe I'll just figure out a way to make it myself. And I said, well, maybe you should. I said, I know you can. Well, and I don't know what I do differently. And I know my mom's probably going to see this, and you know I love you, Mommy. Is that she makes the exact same recipe I do, but it doesn't turn out the same, and I don't know why. And Jevin, if we go to a get-together or something, and he sees the pumpkin bread, he's like, Mom, did you make that? I'm like, no, Mammal did. He's like, no, I'm good. I don't want it. That's one of my funny kind of family stories about my homemade pumpkin bread. And even though I know he's probably going to see this, one of these loaves probably isn't going back to Indiana. Okay, so now I'm going to mix that up. You want to get it really well incorporated. And I've had people tell me it's some of the most moist, best tasting pumpkin bread they've ever had. So I really hope you guys try this and that it turns out as well for you as it has for me. I don't know if one of the secrets is when I take it out, I let it cool for about 5 minutes, which I'll go over this again. But I let it cool about 5 minutes, take it out of the pan, leave it on a rack, and I let it completely cool, and then I wrap it in foil. And it goes from having kind of like a hard shell, a hard crust rather around it, to being so soft and stuff. It's yummy, believe me. And I'm not a huge sweets eater, but I really love this pumpkin bread. Okay, now we need to add the salt, and I need 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Okay, so I got that in there, and then I need the pumpkin spice. I need a tablespoon of that. I'm sorry, I got to get my knife out. I know a lot of you ladies guess or do heaping or estimate. I don't know if it's my OCD or what. I have a hard time doing that. Okay, so now I'm going to add the vinegar, and it just takes 1 teaspoon of vinegar. And actually, I gotta do I'm gonna go ahead. I don't want to get my spoon wet yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my baking soda. And for that, I need 2 teaspoons of baking soda, not powder, baking soda. Okay. Now I don't care if the spoon gets wet. And then we're back to the 1 teaspoon of vinegar. Actually, I'm going to do it over the sink, just in case. It's a big jug of vinegar. Okay. So there's that. Okay, and we're going to do 1 cup of flour. I may have to go get my big bag of flour, but we'll see. Some people have commented on these canisters. Actually, a couple of people have, saying that their grandma had some just like it. These were actually my grandmother's. So I love it when I bake or cook with these. I feel like I have her with me all the time. Okay, so I've got that in there. I'm going to beat this for just a little bit. I'm going to mix it up just a little bit. And while that's mixing up, I'm going to I need 2/3 cup of cold water, and you want to stir it in with your baking soda. Okay, I've got 2/3 cup of cold water. Go ahead and stir that together. Okay. Right down the sides of my bowl. So now I'm gonna take this off so you guys can see it. you take your water and your baking soda, you're going to go ahead and put that in and then add in the rest of the flour. And watch what it does. It bubbles up. Did you see that? You see that kind of bubbles up a little bit? I love that. Okay, so I've already got 1 cup of flour in. So now I need 2.5 cups more. Because it takes 3.5 total. So there's 1. 2. And I need 1/2. Just enough in here. Okay. So now that's the rest of that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to mix it for 1 minute. Okay, so it's been a minute. Been mixing up. Look at that. Looks so good. So I've got the oven preheated to 350. Go ahead, and this does make 2 loaves. Let's scooch this over. We'll go ahead and put it, divide it up in the pans. Try to get it as even as you can. I always have one that's a little bigger than the other, but it's all right. If Jevin was here, he'd take the bigger one. All right. Oh, and these are greased pans. Sorry, these are greased loaf pans. So, alrighty. There they are. Now we're going to bake it for at 350 for approximately 60 minutes, 1 hour, give or take. I always end up going about 65 minutes, to be honest with you, but it depends on your oven. So I'll bring you guys back when it's all done. Okay, the timer just went off. I'm going to check and see if they're done. They look done. My toothpick here. Yep, came out clean. Okay, they're all done. I'll bring you back when they're all cooled off and cut. So it's been about 5 minutes and I've removed them from the pans. Look how good that looks. We'll cut them open after they've cooled a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm going to cut one open and we're going to see what it looks like inside. See how you can hear it's a little crispy right now, but after you put it in the foil, it'll really soften up. You can still see the steam coming off of it. Anyway, there we go. That's homemade pumpkin bread. And there you have it, folks. That's my homemade pumpkin bread from my grandmother's recipe. I hope you guys make it and I hope you enjoy. I hope you liked this video. Maybe you learned something, maybe you didn't. You never know. Anyway, like I said, the recipe is going to be in the description down below. Please check out Vickie's Country Home. She does a lot of great videos. And if you want, she's going to be doing it for 3 Mondays. We're going to have the Family Memory Mondays collaboration for the 3 weeks and 3 Mondays in February. So if you'd like to join, go ahead and do so, and then just give her a link over to her video in the description, in the comments, and she'll add it to the playlist. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Comment down below. I love reading your guys' comments. Give us a thumbs up. It really helps us out, and we appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Oh, don't forget, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram under Bet in the Farm. Bye, guys.